Hey guys, thanks for tuning in for another Hawkins Corner. So today on Hawkins Corner, we're going to be talking about bleaching your knots on your lace front wigs. So the purpose of bleaching those knots is so that you won't get that gradient look and those little dots when you're trying to make that seamless part or when you're trying to melt your lace. And so the only way that you pretty much can get those dots to go away is number one, you can use some type of like powder, like a powder that is the same color of your scalp. And a lot of times that doesn't work because number one, it's temporary. Number two, it does not pretty much saturate the knots. And then the second way is to actually bleach those knots. So that is what we're going to cover today. The video is not really long, it's really short. So I'll come back at the end and let you know my last words. All right, guys, so here's the wig, and the first thing I'm going to do is create like a mask cast on it, and I want it to be a hard cast, so I'm spraying my Got To Be Glued spray all around the lace. And the point of this is to get it as hard as you can, so I'm using the blow dryer, and I'm going to do several layers of this. The purpose is so that the bleach will not bleed through. Now, my bleach mixture is going to be thick already, but just in case I press too hard or I make a mistake, this is going to protect the rest of the hair from getting any bleach on it, because remember, you can ruin the lace if you leave it on too long, and you can ruin the wig and have to overcorrect, you know, those blonde or brassy areas. So I'm just doing this. This is my second layer, and you can do it as many times as you want until it feels firm and hard enough for you. So the next thing I'm doing is just kind of combing it out, because the hairline does get kind of hard because of the Got To Be Glued spray, but it works double because it actually is a barrier against if any bleach gets on that hair. I'm going to use the Clairol BW2 and the 20 developer. The higher the number, the faster it's going to develop. So I'm going to do two heaping scoops of this, and I wouldn't go past like a 30, because when you start getting in the 40s, it's going to process much faster, and the faster it processes, the more danger you're in of ruining your lace. I'm going to do this gradually, little by little, because my goal is to get the mixture to a consistency that is something that I can smooth onto the lace, but not something that is so thick that it cannot spread. I don't want it to be runny, because if it's runny, it's going to run through the knots, and then it's actually going to bleach the hair. So I'm doing this little by little. I could have put more in there, but it's better to be safe rather than sorry. And an FYI, you might want to use a bowl instead of this that I have, because it was much harder to stir it with a square. So now I'm getting the consistency that I want. It should be like a cream, but it should stick to the spoon. It should not just drip off the spoon. So as you can see here, it's thick enough to where it doesn't drip off. I could have added a little more, but I chose not to. Now I'm taking a plastic knife, and I'm going to smooth it, but not press it onto the lace. If you press it into the lace, remember, it's going to get on the hair. We only want it on the knots so those knots can disappear. So I'm smoothing it over the entirety of the lace. I like to start in the front, and I should have put it on a mannequin. So pray that I get a mannequin to make my job a lot easier. But for now, I'm doing it this way, so it was kind of hard. And this is just a close-up showing you how it looks when I smooth it on. If it does get on those hairs in the front, remember, it has that Got To Be Glued, so it is a barrier against it. All right, the next step is super important. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse out all of the bleach, and you want to make sure you rinse it out really good, like rinse and rinse and rinse until you see no more white. And then I'm going to use the Shimmer Lights purple shampoo to wash the rest of it out and kind of to neutralize those chemicals. The Shimmer Lights Purple Shampoo takes away any of that brassiness or that orange color that you may see on some people's wigs. So if you don't want that, use Shimmer Light. And then not only am I going to get it all into that lace, but I'm going to do it throughout the hair, because remember that this is still a chemical. So if you don't wash it out thoroughly and you don't wash it out completely, it can not only damage the lace, but it can also damage and like bleach more of the hair that you don't want to be bleached. And I normally go through this process 2 to 3 times, sometimes depending on how much shampoo I have, because I want to make sure that it's all out so none of my hair or the lace is going to be ruined in the end. And as you can see, I start from the lace and I'm just going down to the bottom, and then I'm just going to use as much as necessary to make sure that the chemicals are out of all of the hair and the lace. I'm going to rinse out this first round. And the thing I like about the purple shampoo is you'll know when you have all of the purple shampoo out, because you're trying to get to where the water turns clear. And this is my second time. I'm going to go through it and do it a second time, make sure I wash all of it out, and then I'm going to rinse it out and then prepare for deep conditioning. I'm going to use this whoa, that was quick. But I'm using the Cantu deep treatment, and I just got a cheap deep conditioner because it doesn't matter. But the deep conditioner is so that the hair won't dry out, because I put chemicals in it. And I actually bleached the knots on another wig and I did not deep condition it, and it was a difference. So I like this one because it's heavy, but you can use any type of deep conditioner, but you definitely want to make sure you deep condition and keep it on for at least 15 to 20 minutes. So once I finish this, I'm going to leave this on to ensure that it is soft and it restores any of that moisture that was taken off from the bleach. Now I'm going to wash it all out. You want to make sure that you definitely get in that lace, because most of the deep ones, the deep treatments are thicker. So you want to make sure you rinse it all out. And then once you rinse all of that out, you should see a very, very, very stark difference from your knots before and your knots now. All right, so this is the end product. As you can see, all of those knots that were there before are gone. If you want to know how the knots looked originally on this wig, check out the video on my Amazon wig, and I'll try to post it here. But this is what you want to get to, and pretty much at this point, you can't see the knots, so it looks like it's growing from the scalp, and it doesn't look as wiggy as before. All right, guys, so that pretty much is it with bleaching the knots. I'm going to try and put some pictures at the end of this video. I always say that and I always forget. But as you can see from the video and me doing it, you'll notice that those dots that were there before have gone away. And if you would check out the video that should be up now, that is the same wig that was from Amazon, that UNice wig. And the UNice wig, I must say, has come in clutch. So if you want to hear like another review or an update about that wig, let me know in the comments below, and I'll give you an update on that wig, which is pretty much doing a fairly good job since I bleached the knots. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you're not following me on social media, you are missing a treat, girl. But thank you guys so much for tuning in for Hawkins Corner, and I'll see you guys next time.